Listen, if we moved in with you,
we'd be on a crime channel then. We may as well just start a true crime murder channel. Welcome to Bardicaggravation, or to Bardicaggravation.
can you never hit? Can you?
This is Brandon. That's Rick. I'm Kent.
Hello.
And today we're going to do something different because we're going to let Brandon take the lead on this one. So cross your fingers.
It's a bad idea.
It's going to be a lot of editing on this one.
No, there's not.
But we're talking about how to play D&D as an introvert.
Yeah.
How to play D&D with an introvert. And because Brandon claims he's an introvert, jury's still out.
I am an introvert. I don't
Believe him. I think he's an introvert. So we're going to let him talk to this subject.
We're just going to needle him on it. We're going
to ask him questions, and we'll be the ones who, can talk about what it's like to play with an introvert.
So an introvert doesn't necessarily mean you don't like social interactions. That's key. But what an introvert is somebody who has trouble in large social gatherings or not being comfortable. So they rather just keep to themselves or be quiet. When it comes to tabletop role-playing games like D&D, that's hard because everybody's talking. It's very social. It's you're role-playing. You're being a character. It can be very hard for somebody who doesn't possess those skills.
Well, here's the question then.
Yeah.
Why would an introvert want to play a game like D&D, a social game? Why would you want to if you're an introvert?
Maybe you're trying to step out of that box.
That could be a reason.
Or you want to just enjoy time with your friends. You want to do something they enjoy.
But why is D&D the thing? It'd be easy to play a board game as an introvert. You don't have to do anything other than take your turn and do all that. But D&D, you're role playing. So why do so many introverts seem to enjoy this game? Why do you like it? Why did you want to start playing it?
Yeah.
If you were an introvert, your story's interesting.
It's because some of my friends wanted to play this game, and I didn't know anything about the game. Just the stigma of the '80s, drugs and alcohol and acid trips and
metal
and Satanism. I didn't know anything about it.
Were there acid trips in D&D?
I don't know,
remember acid trips.
You get to play out with your friends like a video game, right? You get to be a character that goes on an adventure, and you get to take all of your friends with you. Not just player two. Right. You get to take 4 or 5 friends with you.
Why not just play a video game with your friends then?
Because it's a set story.
Right.
You get to create your own story with your friends.
So as an introvert, you still want that experience.
Yes.
You still want to do that collaborative storytelling, and you want to role play.
Okay.
But it's just difficult for you because you're an introvert.
Do you feel like being an introvert and playing D&D helped you to move out of that comfort zone and get into something better?
Absolutely. I wouldn't be sitting here today doing videos online and talking to the audience, talking with you guys, and learn, and having these conversations, if it hadn't been for sitting down and really stepping out of that box and learning to play D&D as an introvert.
My wife plays with us. You'll see when we start releasing those videos. She's a major introvert, and her main reason for doing it is sounded like fun because she's really into fantasy and sci-fi, really into it. So she loved as an introvert reading those books by herself as a kid. But then actually being able to play in one of those stories was so intriguing to her that she had to kind of see what this is all about. Yep. And then it became about her pushing against her comfort zone, which I give her a lot of credit for. Because you don't have to. She didn't have to. She's a very successful tattoo artist. Her life was going great. She didn't need to subject herself to this torture. But she wanted to, for that reason. So
it is torture.
Some days
sometimes, yeah, for her it is. What does your character do? Fuck off. Fuck off. As an introvert, what are your needs? What do we all have to do to cater to you?
Well, to cater to me...
How do you disrupt everybody's game because you're a victim?
First of all, I need a really cushy chair. And I need a crown. And a nice goblet full of the finest wine. What can be very helpful for an introvert is if you have a very encouraging table.
Yes.
Not everybody is that same skill level of being able to necessarily improv on the fly. Mm-hmm. So as a table, especially if you have extroverts who are always trying to be the spotlight, give them room to breathe. Let them come out slowly, like somebody who's gay. No, just give them space to breathe and let them figure out things on their own. Can you stop? Where's your water?
So encouragement is a key thing to talk about here because
Right.
this is something that we've talked about in a previous video that shall not be named. At the table, when you have an introvert and you know they've told you or you can just sense it because you're an aware person, hopefully, when they do step out of that comfort zone and they do try to role play more, embrace the character, do something, make sure to encourage that, not in a fake way. People can sense that. Just organically,
Go with it.
encourage it because
Add to it.
I look at it like when we have 3 cats. 2 of our cats are typical cats, Nikki and Angus. When they got to our house, instant introvert. Oh my God, what is this? Who am I? Who are you people? Are you going to kill me? Are you going to eat me? They don't know. So we very careful, let them know that everything was fine, that it was safe, and until they slowly wanted to explore more, So Angus, who you see on camera sometimes, not Angus, Sully.
Jesus.
I have 3. I can't get their names straight. But he was instant, like I'm home, and he was an extrovert. He was fine, didn't need any of that encouragement stuff. So I think of it the same way, and not to compare you to animals, but you people are like that.
You people.
But you
I'm an
you
animal.
want to encourage because the more you encourage, the more they're going to feel inclined to do that. Think of yourself. Anytime you get encouragement with anything, you're more inclined to do it again.
Yeah, when you're told you're doing well, you're going to continue on that path.
Yeah.
Right?
So encourage it, reward it gently. Don't be like, "That was great. You're so good at this. Oh my God, where you been?" And they're gonna sense that. Don't be like that. Don't
be
blow
foolish.
smoke.
The worst thing you can do for an introvert is to step on their toes. If they start off saying something, don't go. Don't stop them.
Right.
Just let them do the thing they want to do because it takes a lot for them to do that.
Takes a lot. That's the thing you need to keep in mind. It does. That's an act of bravery that
Yeah,
they're
it
doing
is.
there. If it's easy for you, it doesn't mean it's easy for everybody. Keep that in mind. Somebody's trying out a new voice. If somebody's trying out a different character thing or trying anything, encourage it. Encourage it because that's fun.
And it creates the best story and the best moments.
Yes.
I think, especially when somebody brings a voice to the table that's funny or interesting or deep. It's really cool.
Do it.
My precious.
He didn't have a lisp. You suck. What are some techniques, Rick, because Rick's the opposite of an introvert.
Is he?
I mean, I'm an extrovert, but Rick puts me to shame.
I don't think so. But anyway, as a DM, I like to encourage that player. I like to give them plot lines over and over. And if they miss one, it's fine. I move on to the next one and keep fishing. Keep trying to give them the spotlight. Maybe give them alone time so other people can't just stomp on what they're saying. Or give them a one-on-one moment with someone I know they actually want to role play with.
Yep, that's a good one.
Good spot where I can be like, hey, I know you two are getting along. Let's get you guys on a little mini adventure here for a few minutes. And then you guys can work together, which then he feels more comfortable with you, then which will bring more comfort to everybody else at the table.
That's a great idea.
Right?
Because, yes, it's easier one-on-one, I've noticed. Would you agree?
Absolutely.
To go, I can handle this. I'm not dealing with a whole crowd of how am I going to get attention in all these extroverts. So, yeah, if you can do a one-on-one with an NPC even.
For sure. Bring that NPC right in there.
You're in a setting where you're talking to a shopkeep or something like that, and the whole party is trying to get this information, and everybody's asking questions. Sometimes it's hard to get in there edgewise.
Get in there,
so
wise.
like as an introvert, as me myself, I tend to like sit back and wait for that to happen
And steal some gold.
Right. It helps if it's just one-on-one, because then you don't have to fight everybody at the table.
You're not vying for anybody's
Right.
attention, and you get to be your character.
Right, you get to be the character. And I think an important point you should make is if you're new to this as an introvert, you should focus on playing a character like yourself, like your personality.
There you go.
Bingo. That's important. It's important. Even if you're not an introvert, I think that's a very good thing to do as a new RPG improv player. Play somebody most like yourself. Find interests that you have in real life that your character also has. And now this is part of their background or their backstory. If you love to cook, maybe your character has a skill in cooking, you know, and that's something you can talk about, that you have knowledge of. You're not just pulling something out of nothing and trying to make something up on the fly when you're not ready for that, or you're not comfortable doing that.
It's crazy.
Very good point.
So then it becomes less acting and more being yourself, and you can be a lot more comfortable doing that.
If you watched our previous video, it's about how to play a lone wolf in D&D or RPGs. Normally that's frowned upon by most people. We talked about how you can make that work, and that might be an ideal archetype to play as an introvert.
Yeah.
Because my character is a lone wolf. My character is an observer. My character just likes to investigate things and isn't very social. There you go. That might make it my wife plays. She always plays kind of a lone wolf character because that's where she's comfortable. She feels safe. Nobody's expecting her to be the clown or to be the genius or to be any of that stuff. And so she's happy in that space, and there's no reason to just leave her alone. Let her be happy in that space.
But it helps her so she can push those boundaries too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because she's in a safe space and
Right.
she can step out from that.
When she's ready, and she does step out sometimes.
Yes, and the DM can test. Rick would test her out and be like, "Okay, this is something for Valeria. That was her character's name, and let's see what." And she'd either take the bait, and if she didn't, you could sense it, and then you back off. You know,
don't force it on them.
she asked to not be given any important plot devices for her character.
Right.
She didn't want that resting on her shoulders because now there's pressure. And now our whole story hinges on my character doing something or knowing something. I don't want that. So maybe they don't ask them. You just ask your introvert player these things
So it
before you
starts
start.
in player creation.
Starts in player creation.
Yeah, sessions.
You can lay a lot of groundwork for this, right? You can even tell people, listen, I'm an introvert, so take it easy on me. Use some lube, extra lube this time. Also, yeah, to touch on the, playing a lone wolf or an orphan or something like that, you can give the player like a pet or a familiar, and they can interact with the world through that. That might make it easier. It's like a shield. I used to be I hate crowds. I'm not an introvert, but I am claustrophobic, and I don't like big crowds. And I was a cinematographer for a touring band. So I was with my camera in front of sometimes thousands of people a night, and in the midst of it, I couldn't do that normally without a lot of alcohol.
And we'll talk about that in another video.
I don't drink much anymore. We can talk about that. But I did notice it's very weird, and I've heard like war journalists talk about this. When I was in the middle of that crowd there wasn't a little phone back. This was back when the cameras were about this size, and you had it on your shoulder. And all of a sudden, I had like a buffer. I didn't feel like me, Kent, was trapped in the midst of this fucking drunk, crazy crowd. I was just neutrally
You're doing the job.
documentary,
You're
doing the job.
Yeah.
You got tunnel visioned.
Yeah, I had a buffer. So you can give an introvert a buffer, like we said, as a pet or a familiar. If you're a ranger, give them their wolf or their bear, whatever it is they want. And maybe they can interact more through that, and they describe what that thing does. It's an option. I'm not saying it's the answer, but he looked it up, and that was one of the options. And it sounds like a good one.
Right. It allows you to focus on littler things so you can grow.
Right.
And prompting. This is a great
Prompting
one
is
that
a
came
good
up in your thing. Because a lot of times you hear this and you see it at your table, and it works with a group of seasoned players or extroverts or whatever. The DM will see, like, okay, here's what you see. What do you want to do? And very often you'll hear crickets, and nothing happens. And so it's like, what do I got to play this fucking game for you?
Yes.
With an introvert, it might be better not to go, if you're soloing them out or something, giving them a thing, instead of saying, okay, you see this, what do you want to do? You can prompt and be like, oh, here's this thing. Does your character investigate? Or do they maybe want to talk to another player about it? Or do they give them options?
Give them a couple options.
Give them yes or no options.
Yes or no option.
So they don't have to go, I guess I'll do. I don't know what I can do. I don't know what to do.
Yeah. Say like you're looking at a chest and you're looking at a treasure chest and it has this weird like
Not just a
pulsing
chest,
kind of.
boobies.
Were you looking at an actual
He was
chest?
like looking at poopies. He's all like,
No, you see a treasure chest and sometimes it might have this like magical glow or something. You could put the spotlight on your introvert player and say, "Hey, your character's wizard. Would you recognize that kind of magic?"
Well, yeah. Would they be interested in what's causing this glow? I guess so. All right, roll me an Arcana check. Oh, really? Yeah. Okay. Well, I got a 20. Okay. So there you go.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. Little ways to get them involved like that. So I think that has to do with a lot of it. If you are an introvert and you're playing this character, it is kind of a shield and a buffer. You can be somebody else.
Like you and your camera. It was something that wasn't there.
Yeah.
It's just there in your own mind.
Those are interesting life lessons.
Yeah, it's good thoughts. It's good thoughts, and just always be open at your table. Just don't poo-poo on someone else's good time.
If you're a DM, another thing that's just very simple that can help, and not even just with introverts, but if you have a table full of mess, you can kind of implement in the role play, just like you do in combat, you take turns, you can kind of do that. Because very often you'll see there's a social thing happening or a dilemma people got to talk about. So let's just role play this out. And all of a sudden everybody's got an idea. Everybody's talking at once, and then somebody's idea doesn't get heard, and now they got to wait, this and that. So you can implement like a turn-based thing there sometimes. Like, okay, what's your idea? What do you have to say? What do you have to say? Get to the introvert. Now they know they're not going to be interrupted.
Why are you talking?
This is why nobody likes introverts.
Wow.
Oh no, look at her. She's blinking. Is she going to blow up? She's blinking like a bomb. Is that what happens when you throw it? Does it blow up?
I don't know.
It's in self-destruct mode. You can implement turn-based stuff. And now the introvert feels like, okay, I have time to gather my thoughts and say what my character would do rather than trying to jump into the mosh pit. And I'd like to say, but then by the time it's all done and over, you didn't get to say anything you wanted to say. And it's moved on from you, and now I didn't get to role play. That sucks. As an extrovert at the table, your job is to facilitate the introvert's story. They're not going to do it themselves. You know, that they don't know how to do that, or they don't want to do that.
Be curious about them.
Start pulling them up. Be curious about their character.
their
Where'd you get that sword? That's an interesting last name. Exactly. Where's your family from? Ask them these questions. Back off when they're done.
Watch them. If they're taking it the wrong way, slowly step back.
But they're going to like that. Everybody likes that. Now I get a chance to express my character a little bit. Even if it's one-word answers, it's something.
Right.
And now they feel more involved. So do that. That's important to do. It's important to do with every character at the table anyway. I wish there was more of that. We try to make that a priority in our games. Be curious about each other. Find one thing.
How many times have you made something on your character where no one's ever talked about it, or you end up not talking about it?
Yeah.
I have all these family heirlooms.
Constantly.
But here we go. Yeah. We're off fighting. We're doing this, and I forgot about it. Let's talk about that stuff.
This is a recent development, but yeah, when we start our session zeros and we go, okay, who's playing what? Who is going to be the curious one if nobody's obviously that?
Right.
So somebody's got to take on that kind of perspective that starts the fireside chats, or for whatever reason they want to hear about somebody's backstory or their thing and all of that. So now that gives every character, especially the introverts, a chance to let this cool stuff out. A lot of introverts, they'll write the best backstory in the world. You'll never know about it.
Oh, yeah.
Because nobody's asking about it. And they're not going to all of a sudden, as an introvert, or even stand and be like, this is my character's backstory, so everybody pay attention. It doesn't happen that way. So this is a way to draw them out of that. Now they're going to find that exciting. I get to share my cool backstory.
Guy number 3 has a point. I mean, this is just
not even interested enough to know my name.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
It's not since you ruined our channel. Guy number 3.
I know. Somebody had to.
When we played your DM game, the purple. I don't even know what you call it. But I ended up role playing a lot with you.
Right.
And
our characters became a team.
But it was easy. It became easy because you guys were so encouraging.
I had so much fun role playing with your character, and I didn't know that was going to happen. We just instantly became like it was really fun. It just became a duo. I remember being surprised by you because I was like, I'll be with the quiet kid. I'll do a backstory thing with the quiet kid. And
well, I think I impressed you because I did the whole orphan thing.
Yes, he did. He was an orphan.
The lone wolf orphan thing.
With memory loss and a what is it called?
Amnesia.
This is what he brings to the table. So we're like, oh, okay, we get it.
Who's a lone wolf?
Amnesic orphan.
Right. He's like, yeah, that's a stupid trope.
So he's definitely wanting to keep some distance. But yeah, I remember one of the first things is Rick was DMing and somebody on the boat. We were trying to sneak aboard a boat to get out of the town because they were after us, and we said we were some kind of inspectors, cargo inspectors, and you were holding a box of something, precious something, and they're like, put that down. And so you just threw it over the side. It just smashed on the dock. And I found that so funny. It was just one moment. And I was like, okay, we're in, because I was laughing, and like, I see how this is going to be. And we've just had so much fun since then doing that. So it just takes one little moment, even when somebody gets a laugh. I mean, that's anybody, right? Comedians will tell you, but you get a laugh and all of a sudden you're like, that felt good.
Make that connection, right?
You know.
You're in there now.
Also, he didn't walk into a game that Rick and I already had established and been playing.
No.
The entire table were strangers to each other, mostly, except for Rick and I. So it wasn't like he was the only new guy. Everybody was kind of feeling each other out. Nobody knew each other from outside. Slowly, because we have other introverts at our table, my wife and Damien too, and I don't think I got to know Damien very well till after a year, and he's fascinating. I didn't know this. Listen, between extrovert and introvert, just like everything else in life, there's a big gray area.
Spectrum.
You know, so it's not like every introvert's just like a puddle of nerves and please don't look at me. They're all different. You or Damien, you're all different when it comes to introversion. As an introvert, and again, gray spectrum, there's not, as the type of introvert that you are, your own special brand and introversion. Do you think it's better to play with a bigger group where you can kind of be, a little bit more anonymous, or a smaller group where there's more opportunity to play because everybody's not clamoring for attention?
That's a hard question.
That's why I asked it.
Right. And I guess it all depends on who you're playing with. If you're playing with friends, it shouldn't matter. If you know these people, friends I started playing with, I think there was a group of 6 of us. And yeah, it does take away from your play style, but maybe it's easier because you can sit back and watch them play and realize, oh, you could do this. But
yeah, if you're playing with friends, I guess that whole point is moot, right?
Right. But if you're playing
Doesn't
with
matter what size.
complete strangers, a smaller table might be easier. I played with you guys. It was a table of 6 different
Six
personalities.
players, 1 DM.
Different personalities, different skill levels. It was hard at first because I felt intimidated, especially with people who've been playing forever and who know how to maximize everything and know the correct way to play. That was obviously sarcasm because it's just like Reese's. There's no wrong way to eat D&D.
Reese's? Is that a word? What did you just say?
Reese's?
Reese's.
Reese's?
What?
I think he's thinking of Reese's
Reese's peanut butter cups.
There's no
yes.
wrong way to eat a
it.
Reese's.
Yeah, there's no wrong way to eat D&D either.
Where did Reese's come from? Were you thinking of 2 words and got them tangled up in your brain? Because I don't know what the Reese's are.
See, this is where we're talking about introverts and being encouraging. This does not help.
But it's fun.
Yes, it would be easier with a smaller table because you could get more words. More opportunity to get out there. But with a larger table, especially with all skills and whatnot, you can start seeing what everybody else does, and you go, "Oh, I like this play style." You can see different play styles. So if you're new to that, if you're new to the TTRPG space,
Right.
maybe that's better for you.
I could see both. I could see that being, okay, I just get to be anonymous because there are 5 or 6 other players at this table. But
Right.
then you can actually get away with not doing anything.
You could.
So-
You could just follow the crowd the whole time and just not do anything. Yes.
But then it's not
Yeah.
fun for you. Why would
It
you
wouldn't
do
be fun. It'd be safe, but is safe fun? No.
that?
Never use a condom.
My kid's 18 years old. He's a total introvert. I'm trying to get him in these games forever. He's been playing D&D since he's been born. And in college, he went to his
Bit of
own...
an exaggeration.
All right, he was 2. He went to his own game, a D&D group by himself, jumped in with everybody, and now he plays 3 days a week with people that he don't even know. And yet, I can't get 5 words edgewise out of him sometimes. You know what I mean? It's
Edging wise.
edging wise, and it pulls a lot out of you being an introvert. It can really expand your horizon. This game can really help you out.
Yeah, did it give you confidence the more you played?
Oh, hell yeah, it did.
He can even do a head roll.
He even got married to a person.
He got married to a person.
Married to a
He got
person.
married to a person.
A person.
That's how confident he
First it
became.
was going to be a horse, then it was going to be a Ferris
His
wheel.
car.
Now it's a person.
A tailpipe after 7 years of being single looked really encouraging.
I'll just bet.
If you knew me in high school, I was not like this.
You were bullied, right?
I was bullied, and it was hard because I didn't.
Did being bullied make you an introvert, or were that just...
That was definitely a direct correlation. Being bullied made me, sink in on myself. I didn't want to put myself out there because it hurts sometimes when you get made fun of for
It sucks.
You're
being
expecting
yourself.
to be made fun of all the time.
I had
you
an
don't
older
step-
brother and sister, and believe me, I used to hide everything that I enjoyed because the instant they saw it, they got made fun of relentlessly. And then I didn't want to play with it in front of everybody.
Listen, I'll tell you, when I first started playing D&D, that's how it was. I didn't want to tell anybody because I didn't want to be made fun of.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, I play D&D. I have a YouTube channel. We're on the forefront of a new TTRPG system, DC-20, for those of you out there. And
Those
it's like,
of you that
wow.
aren't out there too,
Yes.
stop making fun of introverts.
Right. Because they might
Matter.
cure cancer.
They might cure cancer.
Yeah. They might
Cancer's
be
already been cured, but okay.
No, it has not. Shut up.
Just shut up.
Shut up. But as an introvert, I had a point and I was going to say it. Now I forgot. God damn it.
So introverts forget their points a lot.
No. So when I first started playing D&D, I had no idea how it worked, right?
I did.
I started DMing and I'm like, I don't really know how this works. We had a guy sit down at our
I
table.
don't understand this game at all. I better DM.
But I didn't know like exactly what you could do.
Yeah.
You know, I fell into that. What am I doing? We had a player who played extensively sit down at the table and he did something and I went, that's it. That's why I want to play this game because it's so fun. It was a spontaneous moment and it was weird and funny. And I was like, that's it. That's what I want to play.
Bam.
And playing D&D and playing TTRPGs, DC-20, whatever else system you decide you want to play with, that's, you should be playing DC-20. It gives me that creative outlet to have fun, and I love doing it because it feels so good in those moments.
Is it also because, this might not be true for everybody, I'm wondering if in your case, if you realize that because you were such a loser all your life, you found something when you started playing D&D. Did you realize that, wow, I'm really good at this? And I didn't know that before, that I was a really good improv role player?
I mean,
Because he's really, really fucking good at it.
I know you're being funny with the whole loser thing, but yes,
I am. I mean, I don't know if you were a loser. You might have been,
but that is true. I felt like there wasn't a lot I connected with. I mean, I played video games myself. I like doing that, whatever. But when it came to social settings, I've never felt more, what's the word I'm looking for? More accepted. God damn it. Than I have at a table playing a TTRPG game. Or I just did it. ATM machine. God damn it. I've done the one thing that I hate.
Brandon hates when you use the abbreviation, the letter, and then also add the word at the end of it. It's an ATM, not an ATM machine. It's a TTRPG, not a TTRPG game.
Yep, he said it.
But I've never
He
felt
hates that, so it's fun to torture him with that.
I've never felt more accepted than at a table. Especially with our group.
You feel like you can be yourself.
Yes.
And you can relax a little bit.
Absolutely. I think you hit the head on the nail when
Or did I hit the nail on the head?
whatever you said.
It's Bizarro World.
Either way.
When you said
I don't accept you at all.
I have shown myself to be unapologetically myself.
Yeah. That's when you're funny. He's funny when he's not trying to be funny. When he's trying to be funny, it's awful. But that can also be funny.
Well,
You're really, really good. You have a special skill for role playing. So did you discover that by playing these games and go, wow, this is something I'm really good at, or did you not know that? Like, do you know now that you're a good role player?
I know I'm a mediocre role player. I think it's because I find it fun to improv.
Obviously,
and
yes.
and react and do that. And I think that's because I just like I loved watching Whose Line Is It Anyway? Just a funny back and forth, the quick quips.
Yeah, those are great.
And I didn't used to be that good. And I've over the last couple of years, I've learned to really the yes anding, the just say what you're thinking kind of thing. Don't hold back.
It comes very naturally to you. At least from what I could tell. I didn't realize how new to the game you were when we started. Mm-hmm. But it just seemed to be something that you have an inherent knowledge of and skill to be able to do. More so than a lot of other people, most people, I would say. So my question is, did that help you realizing that, wow, this is something I'm really good at, and therefore that helps give you confidence and bring you out of your shell? And
it's the realization that saying what's on your mind and being yourself, like it's the true nature of doing it.
Don't change the subject, just answer the fucking question.
So game's therapy
I
for
do.
you. It's therapy for you.
It's exactly what it
therapy
is.
for you. God.
this game is therapy for a lot of people. They use it in prisons. They use it with autistic children. They use it for all kinds of things. It's because of the social aspect of it. So we solved this one. We fixed it. You're welcome. And then there'd be no more introvert extrovert issues at the table
Never again. Never again.
because of this video.
It's gone.
My God.
If we can get more than 600 people to watch this, we probably would be able to save
600 is a lot. Thank you. All 600 of you, 700, 300, whatever it is, 2 of you, I don't care. We love you for that. Thank you. Like and subscribe if you haven't liked and subscribe. If you liked it and you want to subscribe. If you didn't like it and you don't want to subscribe, then don't. Yeah, put in the comments if you're an extrovert, how do you help the introverts at your table, or vice versa? If you're an introvert, what makes it easy for you? We want to know that because we can do a follow-up video on this and do part 2 points we didn't miss. We'll read your comments on the camera, not live. We don't do live, and then we can add to this and help each other play this game.
Yeah, we get a lot from the comment section. I love those.
We
Everybody
do. If you
says a lot of
notice,
things.
we answer every
It's great.
comment.
Yeah.
Right now we can. We're small enough. Once we get big, there'll be none of that.
Bye! Are you going to turn the camera off?